Well, hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to the huddle. Oh my goodness, what an amazing day. I hope you all had a wonderful day today. This is happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all of the above. Wow, what a fantastic opportunity that we have to share with the audience today. Y'all, I am so excited. I am so excited. I'm so happy. I hope that you had a mad, I hope that you had a fantastic, amazing, spectacular, just awesome day today. Because why? Because you're awesome. That's why. You're awesome. And because you're awesome, that means no matter what has gone on throughout the day, you have made it awesome. I'm so excited, y'all. I am excited. Y'all, let me get something together real quick because I want to share some great news to you. So just give me one few seconds here. All right. And I am going to get in a better position here. I'm so excited to see y'all. This is good. This is good. Let's see here. Get my mic right. All right, we about to have fun. Let me get something going on here. All right. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. We got a little technical difficulties right quick, but I'm about to fix this. Yes, indeed. Y'all give me just a few seconds. Oh. I know y'all laughing because y'all like, what is happening? Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm almost there. Okay. All right. Golly, what is going on? All right, y'all. So here we go. I just want to give some shout outs right quick. We got some some great people on today. I am just really excited. So here, my team has really helped me. They're like, yeah, you got it together now. All right, so welcome to the huddle, the holiday edition. It is so powerful. It is so great to see y'all. Y'all, I am happy because you all are here. And so we got some huddle fans. We have some huddle fans. Let's see what's happening. All right, we got Anonymous 6776. I think I know who this is. Hello, good to see you. Hello. Team, what people in here? Hello, welcome. Thank you, Anonymous. All right. Hello there, friend. Oh my gosh. Who else is excited about the huddle? What is happening? What is happening? Something is happening. Can I get extra credit? This right here sounds like some people who is in the huddle that said that they were going to be in the huddle. I think, oh my God, I have some former students and some students in here. Oh Lord. This is too much. What's going on? What's going on? Hello to my beautiful wife. I love you so much, baby girl. Thank you so much, baby, for being such a mighty, awesome woman. You are so spectacular. I appreciate you. Absolutely. Oh my God, Dad. What's up, Dad? How you doing? Nice to see you. All right, y'all. So listen, before we go any further, y'all know we have a great episode tonight. But listen, we know that we are on YouTube. And so please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Please do that, you all, so that you will be able to receive the notifications that will be given next year. Wow. Next year, 2026. It is here. We're excited about it coming. All right. So, yes, we are here on YouTube. So, please make sure that you are ready for those notifications. All right. Listen, this has been an amazing day. Before we announce our great, spectacular guests. Okay. Oh my gosh. Before we even do that, I have to say, this man is amazing right here. What's up, Mr. Marcus Mitchell? What's up? What's going on? Oh man, my Huddle fans are up in here today. Listen, we have such a great understanding of what the Huddle is all about. And as you see on your screen, you know, the Huddle is basically a space where we share truth, love, and we also have fun. And so we're so excited that we are around the world. We're so excited that our audience is around the world, that we have this space to share just each other. And it's a safe space. So we're so excited for that today. All right. So I have a special guest, and he is he is mighty. He is amazing. I met this man at the barbershop, and you know, as I always do, I give shout outs to my barbers. Yo, thank you so much for keeping the brother fresh and sharp. So I really appreciate it. But this man right here, whom I am going to just let him introduce you all right, to himself. This is just an amazing individual. He wear a lot of hats, y'all. He really does. But we're about to do something that is going to provide insight. And as you've seen in the flyer, you saw that we're talking about holiday specials and home ownership. Absolutely. Holiday specials and home ownership. So this is getting ready to be amazing. And I know he's like, hurry up, get me on. But before we do that, guys, you know, as always, we have to go through a commercial break. And then right after that, we'll bring on our special guest. Stay tuned. Hey, Huddle fans, got something on your mind? We want to hear from you. What topics are you craving? Email us, thehuddlewithmichael@gmail.com. Elevate your life vision. Thrive with us in the Huddle with Michael. We are live every other Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Michael Fulton's Facebook page. Email us your topics at thehuddlewithmichael@gmail.com. And yes, we'll see you in the Huddle. All right. Welcome again, everyone, to the Huddle. It is great to see you. It is great to know that you're here on the last episode of the year. Woo. Yes, indeed. Wow. We made it through. And I cannot wait to next year, you all. We have a special lineup. This is going to be amazing. And so let's go ahead and bring up our special guest tonight. Mr. Carlton Pulley is our special guest. I'm excited. Okay, so without, I know, y'all like bring him on, right? So here he is, the one and only. This man is amazing, y'all, and y'all will figure it out as he speaks, okay? So here we go, Mr. Carlton Pulley.
Hello there.
Well, hello, good sir. Good sir, how are you?
Well, I hope you're doing well.
My brother, I am doing super. This is an amazing day. This is the holidays, man. We made it through 12 months.
But we made it. We're here.
We made it. We're here. Okay. Now, y'all put that in the chat. Y'all definitely put that in the chat. We made it. We're here. Oh, see, I told you he's on fire already. You ain't even been on 30 seconds. Good gosh, man. Golly, man. You know what? Listen, here we got some fans in here. Oh my goodness, saying, look at this right here. Mr. Carlton Pulley is the GOAT. Look, I'm telling you, they got my face on it. You see what I'm saying? These people, they're just too funny. We're excited for you, sir. And so, Mr. Carlton, I'm going to call you Carlton. Hey, bro, why don't you tell the people who you are And tell us a lot about you because I know a lot, but I just want you the great information about yourself because hey, you the best one who can do it.
Um, well, I'm Carlton Pulley, a native of Raleigh, North Carolina. Um, I am married to my high school sweetheart, Kendra. We've been married for 15 years now, and we have three sons. Um, and uh, Most of my career has been spent in the real estate construction industry. So I have worked on a number of churches, both locally here in Raleigh, throughout North Carolina, really, and then also up in the DMV area, um, constructing new buildings, project management for major projects, managing major building projects, and also locally helping people get into real estate, helping people get into their first homes, their second homes, and just stressing the importance of what home ownership really means in the long run. So I'm a big proponent for home ownership. I believe everyone needs to get into it. Believe everyone needs to get into it as soon as possible. Um, and so that's Carlton in a nutshell.
Well, we appreciate you. Woo! Man, listen, wait a minute. We need to go back a little bit.
Okay,
You married your high school sweetheart.
I did. I did.
What? What content? Wait a minute. Okay, listen. How did you down high school? Okay, now listen. We have some young people, and they're gonna be listening to this right here. Oh my
Mhm.
God! So I just I got to ask you. First of all, sir, how did you know that she was the queen in your life at high school?
Well, I think over time, you find that out and you realize that this is who you need to be with. Um, so oftentimes I tell young people when they get married or they think they found the one, who you marry on your wedding day isn't necessarily who your wife is going to be or who your husband
Mm,
is going to be. It takes time to be a husband. It takes time to be a wife. And you become a husband and you become a wife through the trials and situations that you face as a couple. How you face those situations, how you handle conflict in those situations. And all of those experiences coupled together helps you to become that husband or that wife. So while the wedding day is beautiful, um, you know, years and time will determine that husband and that wife relationship. You asked me, how did I know she was the one? I think it's a spiritual thing. I
mm.
think you really have to spend that quality time with the Father and allow Him to lead and guide and direct your decision making.
You said something that was very key too. Some people focus on, oh, I just want to get married, get that wedding going, get the food, the decorations. But you said something that was very key. You said it takes time to
Oh, yeah,
be a husband, to be a wife. And because our generation is like, oh, we want it so quickly, when we just want everything so fast. But marriage is a process, right?
absolutely.
And yeah, and so if you it takes time to learn a whole new person because every year or every quarter, you're changing, your wife changing, I'm changing, my wife changing, and we have to make sure that we're doing a temperature check to make sure that our marriage is still intact. You
Yeah,
know, Man, I think we ought to do. You know what? I think we're going to probably do a marriage maintenance podcast one day, and just encourage people in their marriage to hang in there, to write the vision and make it plain. Go back and make adjustments because you're a team.
absolutely. Every 10 years, I give it 10 years. Every 10 years, there are changes in your relationship and there are changes in you. You are not the same person you were 10 years ago. Once you start losing loved ones and stuff like that, you're not the same person. Once you lose your siblings or your parents and stuff like that, you're not the same person that you were before that happened. When those significant changes happen in your life, you have to get to know your mate all over again, because those changes in life change you. And so you have
Mm.
to learn how to work with and accept those changes within each other and realize that, hey, we are not going to be the same, but we have to keep growing with one another.
Wow, have to keep growing with one another, man. That's so. Woo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, audience. Yes, absolutely. That is so true. Because this is why we have to. Don't please don't put that up. Don't. No. Oh my gosh.
Who is that?
This is evident that I have students on my podcast tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking. Can you get that off, please? So we're talking. No, they're gonna keep it on there. Oh my gosh! So we're talking. Okay, in our class, we're talking about Shakespeare, *Midsummer's Night Dream*, and
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, yeah. So they're looking at Demetrius and Helena, and they're saying that they did not take time to get married. I am. I cannot. They are really making this podcast like. So I try to tell my students, y'all have to make connections to 21st century stuff, And I'm glad that y'all, whoever this is, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, y'all. I'm proud of y'all. Thank you so much. This is crazy. This is crazy.
I think
Yeah.
one of them put up the name of my company. They asked, "Do you work at Dover, good sir?" That's the name. So I'm this. I guess I didn't mention it. So I'm the CEO of Dover. It's a real estate conglomerate, and so that's how I'm able to operate. I just saw that there.
And there it is. So we do have people in here. These are my Huddle fans, and they range from whatever age all the way up who know how to type. But but at the end of the day, definitely making sure that whoever you are, going to, as we say, when we marry people, we need to marry not on potential but purpose, right? That whenever there are changes, we are. Aware of those changes, and even if you're not aware and your partner make you aware, humble yourself to say I didn't know and make that adjustment. Well, Mr. Carlton, let me tell you something. Now listen, we're not going to turn this into a marriage seminar, but it is very, very important. And so the first thing I want to talk about tonight is real estate.
Okay.
We're going to have a real estate focus, and with that being said, in your intro, you said that you really want people to just go ahead and purchase a home and home ownership. I do understand that in certain communities we have low percentages of home ownership, and in this economy now, I was listening to ABC, and they said that home ownership is people are owning homes later in their lives now. And I did hear a number. They said at the age of 40, it seems like people are just now wanting to own a home. So I'm interested in what your knowledge is about this. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here's the question, and our audience probably will answer some of these questions here. But the question is, dealing with home ownership, what is one way you've seen home ownership change a family's life? From a financial, emotional, or generational perspective. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So when I started in real estate, I was licensed back in 2014. So since then, I've seen a lot. I've seen the market change. When I came into real estate, we were coming out of a down market with the 28s and 2008s and 2012s of the when the market tanked, and
Yeah.
every people lost houses and the economy just tanked. It was a different time back then.
Mhm.
What I realized though is as I started helping people purchase homes, um, I wasn't just helping first time home buyers. I found
Mhm.
myself in situations where I was helping first generation home buyers. And so this was
Oh,
people's, nobody had ever owned a home. Um, especially in our community where, I think it's something like um, our home ownership rates are in like 40% range, and our
yes,
counterparts' home ownership rate are in like the 75% range. And
yes.
so it's a drastic difference. But there's some part of the issue is we have a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge on TikTok and YouTube who are sharing information on you shouldn't buy a house now or you shouldn't do this now. The
Mhm.
beauty of owning a home is, uh, home ownership to begin with, owning the ground you live on, but also building equity.
Mhm.
Um, that's the quickest way to build wealth. When you see people purchasing properties, they're not just purchasing properties just because to have cash flow. They're waiting for the equity to build up. So they're buying houses where it may not be the best time to buy, where it may not be the best area. They're buying houses, um, you know, for instance, when we purchased the house I live in now, there was nothing here. We didn't have, we had like one or two grocery stores nearby,
Oh,
and
wow.
there was talk of Sam's might be coming, and
My,
we had just got a Zaxby's, and so that was the highlight. When we were happy, we got Zaxby's. But as time went on, and now I have within a 1 mile radius of my home, I have 5 different grocery stores. Um, we have Sam's, we have all of these different restaurants and stuff. But we moved at a time to where that equity could be built. And so sometimes, people, I just saw somebody ask me for a tip, six,
Mhm.
7. Um, I have 3 kids.
I know.
um, so, a lot of times people want, they want all the bells and whistles in their first home. And it's like if you pick your first home as an investment and
Mhm.
not something to be flashy with, or not something to say I got this or I got that, but be very strategic with your first home. Use it to build equity, and then you use that money to get your next home. When we
Mhm.
see built multi-million dollar homes, people always say, well, where does this person work at? Where does this person work at? In many cases, their mortgage is less than yours because they've taken the equity and they've kept adding it on. So if they made $300,000 off the first house, they make a $300,000 payment on the next house. They might
Mhm.
add 2 or 300,000, let's just say 300,000 to keep it easy. Then you have a $600,000 payment on the next house. And
Mhm.
so you keep building your equity and building your equity and building your equity until one day, you've moved up to that level, but you were strategic along the way to make sure that you are making wise investments along the way.
Right. Making wise investments along the way. I noticed that when you speak about equity, let's break that down for the ones who may not know what equity is all about. Because truthfully, equity is the wealth, it is the key to the wealth. And it's not so much about, oh, let me buy this, 250,000, 400, 500, $600,000 home, and you don't have any knowledge of the investment piece. So could you talk a little bit more about the equity and explain it so that to our audience so that we'll know a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So say if you mentioned 250. So say if you purchased a home at $250,000,
Mhm.
but your home is worth $300,000. You have $50,000 in equity.
Mhm.
That means because your home is worth $300,000, if you sold that house the next day, you would make a $50,000 profit.
Got it. Mhm.
And so, you know, depending on what grows your equity, a lot of times is when they start building around your house, when they
Mhm.
start putting in grocery stores, when they start adding schools. Um,
Mhm.
the more desirable your area becomes, the more equity you have in your home.
Mhm.
Um, and our market right now in Raleigh is just, we're seeing very good equity. There are some markets in the United States that you'll hear about on the news. People always ask me, well, is that happening here? Um, we're not seeing that much of a downturn here as they
Mhm.
are in other places because Raleigh is, we have businesses moving here all the time.
Mhm.
Businesses move here because we have our colleges and universities, and they're able to pull top talent directly from those schools, and they don't have to move people here. Uh,
Mm.
so we have companies constantly vying to come here.
Mhm.
We do lack in some areas that other cities are able to, do well in. For instance, our airport. Um, before we got the airport that we have now, which I
Mhm.
love our airport. I think we have one of the best airports in the United States.
Yeah.
Where else can you go and get right out of the security line and go right to your gate and make it on time? Um, but we got that because we were trying to get the hurricanes. And so, in
Mhm.
order to do that, we had to up our airport, and so that we could be able to have like those all-star games and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
the city's constantly growing. They're just getting ready to put like what 4 billion into our airport again. So
Yeah.
those types of things help our city to grow. When we see things like expanding the convention center, that helps us to get more shows and stuff, here in Raleigh. Um,
Mhm.
all of those things help our city, and all of those things help you as an individual when you have an address here.
That's so true because the Lenovo Center. I mean, they're just getting ready to
Right.
really revamp that, and so. But here's a question that I have as well. So when we talk about, if you could debunk one myth people believe about buying a home, because there's, like you said, there's so many different uh, ideologies, there's so many different theories, there's so many different experiences about buying a home. But if you could debunk one myth people believe about buying a home, what would it be and why?
They wait for the right time. The
Ah,
right time is now.
hmm,
Because people think, well, I'm going to wait till the market does this, or I'm going to wait till interest rates do this. Um, if interest rates change, you refinance. You don't wait to buy a home because of an interest rate. Once you find that ideal situation, you move forward.
hmm,
Um, and then a lot of times when I talk to people about interest rates, they don't understand. Like when they say, like this week, the interest rate was reduced, I think 25 basis points.
hmm,
Um, that doesn't necessarily affect mortgage rates. That affects borrowing money. Um,
hmm,
so we're in, we've had like two or three reductions this year, I think, on interest rates.
hmm,
Um, that doesn't that doesn't directly correlate to your home mortgage interest rate coming down. This
hmm,
year, when they lowered the interest rates, we saw home mortgage rates go up.
hmm.
So it's not a direct correlation because they're two separate entities. They're not,
Ah,
I shouldn't say separate entities, but there's not a direct correlation
hmm, hmm.
between your home mortgage rate and the interest rate of borrowing money that
So
they're
then,
talking about in the news.
yeah, because some people. Well, that leads me to the next question that I have, which will be, well, what's the biggest mindset shift people need to make when preparing to become homeowners? Because if we're looking at the percentage rates, we're looking at, okay, well, I want to make sure that I'm in the right timing, and then we hear, well, the time is now. Is you got, it's almost like someone who is at the pool like me, who don't know how to swim.
Mm,
Yeah, I said it. And you're like, jump in. And I'm like, no, 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 right? And you're like, no, the way that you know how to swim, man, is when you jump into it. So how do what so The mindset has to change in order for me to jump into the pool to know that one is not crazy. Two, this is the chance that I'll have to do, and I'm gonna learn by doing. So, what would be the biggest mindset shift people would need in order for them, as they're preparing to become homeowners?
Focus on your goals, where you expect to be in the long term. Because if you're going to be moving towards home ownership, you're not going to be out here just buying and spending everything.
Mhm.
For me, I wish, and you said you had some students on. Um, if I can just be real with you, for me, I went through this little designer phase in my life where everything I wore had to be designer. And if I had to go
Mhm.
back through and relive life again, I would completely not do that because um, I could have been investing that money. I could have been making wiser decisions. So having that wealth building mindset, that hey, I'm going to um, take my pay, take this portion of my pay. I'm going to take 10% of my paycheck every month and put it into a Vanguard or Schwab account. I'm going to make sure that I'm saving this amount of money in a high yield savings account, that I can one day. Notice I'm not saying anything about a regular savings account at your local bank, but a high yield savings account where it's actually gaining me interest. Um,
Mhm.
so that I'm able to spend free money when I do get ready to make my purchase. Um,
Mhm.
so the mindset has to shift to I'm going to be wealthy one day, and if I'm going to be wealthy one day, I'm going to have to make decisions today to help me get there.
So, helping people today is we're so right now in the market of I want to go ahead. We just emotional spending is a term that is used. I want it now. I want to get it now. I got the money. I can do it. Let me go ahead and get it now. And when you think about okay, the long term, if you want to uh, be that home owner, there are uh, sacrifices that must be made. Could you I was looking at something where it was talking about you made a statement about how when we are shifting our mindset to home ownership, we need to operate. How would you say we need to operate? Will we operate as a I'm just gonna be like a king, or should we operate as like? Oh, okay. Let me ask you this question. I got it. I got it. Yeah. All right. So you're saying that there's a difference between a savings account and a high yield savings account.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So as we're moving forward with this, could you explain the difference between the regular bank savings account versus the high yield savings account? Because I know that in many conversations I've had with people, they talk about like schools do not really talk about these things. And when by the time they are out of high school and they're moving on, they get that college, and the first thing that is appearing to them is the credit cards, and so forth. So let's talk about what would be the difference between the bank regular savings versus high yield savings.
All right. And you said, should we live like a king? And he said, and then you
Yeah,
didn't.
then I debunk my whole thing.
Right. So, because I was getting ready to answer that for you, it's not living like a king or a queen, it's living like a steward. You've been entrusted with
Ooh.
this amount of money, you've been entrusted with this life, you've been entrusted with your family, you've been entrusted with your children, you've been entrusted with your education. How are you going to steward what the Lord has given you? It doesn't belong
Mm.
to you. So, how are you going to be a good steward with what He has blessed you with? Um, so your regular savings account, just say if you went to a regular bank or something like that,
Mhm.
um, you might get 0.001 or something like that percent interest. So you're not gaining any interest. You might get like a
Right.
penny a year or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But a high yield savings account is something like in the 3.5, 4.5% range. And so your money will be able to grow. Um,
Mm.
So you always, as you're thinking about your money, you always want to think about, can I put it in places where it can grow?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and those I know this is not a biblical broadcast, but those are biblical principles. We are told to invest our money, and so putting it somewhere where it can grow. So it's just not sitting there. Your
Mm-hmm.
job is great, but what can you do? Your job, what can you do with if you have, $10 a month or something that you can put into a high yield savings account. Where
Mm-hmm.
will that money be in a year from now? Especially, you said your students. Where will that money be? Um, 10 years, 15 years. For instance, my former pastor told me one time. He said, "You need to buy some Microsoft stock." Um, it was just random one Wednesday night Bible study. He said, "You need to buy some Microsoft stock." We were having a conversation, so I went home that night and bought Microsoft stock. Well,
Mm-hmm.
back then, Microsoft stock was $50 a share. Praise the Lord. Microsoft stock is no longer $50 a share.
Right.
So and that was years ago. God knows how long it's been since Microsoft was $50 a share.
Mm-hmm.
But back then they were getting ready to release the Xbox. I don't know which one, whichever system Microsoft has.
Okay.
Um, and so I bought it before the release. So you know, when you got me sort of stirred because you said your students were up here. I'm like, man, if I were you as a student, I wouldn't get into debt. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't get into all those credit cards. Um, I would I would just have a good financial head when you're going to school. And I remember when I was in school, we would get the refunds from the student loans, and some people get very big refunds. And I remember being in school, and we got our refunds. And this one guy, he went out and had spinners on his truck that he had, and that's what he did with his refund money. So I'm still young. I know that was spinners was a while back. My Gen A's are probably on here like, what is spinners? But you know, but having that mindset, what if you take your refund check and you invest it?
Mm-hmm.
What if you put it towards your future down the road? Because let me tell you, even when it comes to getting a loan to start a business or doing something, you still have to have your owner's investment. You have to have your owner's initiation that they want you to put into a business loan. So I mean, don't spend carelessly. I put
Right.
it that
Right. Let me tell. Yes, you know what? I have to. The reason I started laughing was because I can directly. I think you're talking about me. I know you're talking about me because when I got that refund check, sir, that
uh-huh.
the word investment was nowhere in my vocabulary. When I got that money, as and just graduated from high school and directly into college, and I got that. We're not talking about no $200, $500. We
Right.
talking about thousands, right? And to I remember directly going and I put the spinners on my
You did.
I put the spinners on my car because I was like, I'm gonna
Oh man.
I was like, I'm gonna stop, and then it's gonna keep rolling, rolling,
Right.
rolling. Lord have mercy, yo. So you know what? I'm so glad that my mind shifted from that, but that is something that we all have to do. So here is my last question concerning real estate focus. We're having so much fun. I want to. There was a question that my wife is laughing because I think she remember my spinners, man.
Oh,
I'm
really?
telling and look, and I'm talking about the spinners. I they were first they were the plastic ones. You
Oh yeah, yeah.
and man, I would do like this so they can spin.
Oh man.
Oh, cause Carlton, man, you messed me up, man. We can start talking about that. Listen, there's a question here from our audience, anonymous 6776, asking, can you give an analysis of how power and control relate to homeowners and buying a house? I thought that was a good type of question to really dig into
Can
before our
you
last
interpret
question.
that question a little bit for me? How you read it? How you thought?
So, can you give an analysis or, I guess, an explanation on how power and control relate to homeowners and buying a house?
Power and control.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, they got you.
yeah,
They,
because I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to
they're
how
not
power
playing.
and control relate to home ownership, like the power of owning the land that you live on. Is that what
Let's go with that.
um I mean, it's powerful. One of my goals as a young man was I never wanted to raise my children in another man's house.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of my goals was that I would own a home before we had children. By the grace of
Mm-hmm.
God, we were able to accomplish that goal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, I had an apartment in another city. And my children, we would go there sometimes because I was working in another city. So when we would go there, the person below us would complain all the time that our children were running around.
Uh,
But my children had never been somewhere. They had never been in an apartment. They had never been. Um,
mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
wrote all caps. Power is not control, Mr. Carlton Pulley. They had never. They had never experienced that, and so
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm not sure if I'm on the right track with what they're
No,
trying to
but you know
say.
what? I'm gonna help you with this because I kind
Okay.
of think I know what they're trying to say.
Oh, would you say you can gain power from being a homeowner?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yes, yes, in that aspect, yes. I'm sorry, I was lost with the question. I'm sorry. I'll take the blame on that. Yes, you can gain. I think it's very powerful to be a homeowner. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and to be in a neighborhood where you all own your homes. And one thing I always tell, especially young men that look like me, especially young men who are young fathers and stuff like that, you choose your neighborhood by the neighbors you want to speak to.
Wow.
Will your neighbors sharpen you when you step outside and you're in your driveway and they're in their driveway? Will they sharpen you?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of I always say, choose your neighbors by what type of conversation you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you want to be talking about Cardi B and what's happening with celebrities, or do you want to be talking about um, ways to grow your money? Will you talk about ways to get connections?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, but that gives you, I mean, in my opinion, I think that gives you a certain level of confidence to say, hey, you accomplished a goal to own the land that you live on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I mean, our earlier generations, most of them own their property.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my grandmother used to tell me about how they bought their home out of a Sears catalog for $1 down payment, and that
Mm-hmm.
house is still standing today, all brick, $1 down.
Get out.
Oh yeah, $1 down. Um, so it was her father's house and then their house are side by side, and both of those houses still standing, ordered out of a
Mhm.
Sears catalog.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? This is where, young people, they get so excited because, it's like people are actually hearing what they're saying, to the point that, they don't have to struggle in the way that we or our former generation struggled, because now they have so many different resources. But the thing is that they have to be able to know or be able to communicate with others who are where they want to be. and really be able to understand what is misinformation versus direct information. What information, will get you to point B and C rather than just being stuck on A. And so, the power of having that home ownership, the power of home ownership is that you have changed your mindset from living like a king to being a good steward. And it starts very early. For example, if you are having chores at home, and I'm just breaking this down, like, because Kenny already said home ownership is powerful.
Right.
Having your land is powerful. So I'm just saying, if you're getting allowances at your houses and so forth, it would be, you got to think, like, save some of this money, put some of this money aside, because you want to be able to do something at the end of the year. You want to be able to do something, especially, if you're getting ready to move into high school, you're getting ready to go into, or getting ready to leave high school. You have the prom, you have senior dues, you have, and you have to start thinking the long-term goal. And so that will come with sacrifices, but the sacrifices at first may cause pain. But when you think about the long term goal, then you would know that, okay, that pain is necessary, but it is also temporary, right? All right. Oh man, we got to go into commercial. Oh, my team is like, you got to go. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is my question. In your experience, Carlton, what's the most unexpected benefit of home ownership that people don't talk about enough?
I would say go back to the equity, because I've seen people who get like a home equity line of credit, a HELOC, and they'll just hold on to it. You get like a checkbook or whatever with it, and they'll just hold on to it. And then if ever there's a time where they need a, you know, $50,000 or whatever it is, you might just can't go in the bank and get $50,000 tomorrow. But if you already have that money pulled out in the HELOC and you got your checkbook there, and I use that term $50,000 because there was someone who did that, and they pulled the money out and they just had it just in case of an emergency. And when their dog needed $50,000 worth of surgery, emergency surgery, they were able to write a check for it. So I'm not saying do it for that, but that is a real life scenario that someone did too. And I made the comment earlier about the neighbor, and I think, is that Kenny that said he wants to talk about ELA with his neighbors? I think he should get extra credit for that.
Man, you got me coughing. Okay. Yeah, I see now. Joe, so yeah, absolutely, y'all. Listen, we are so having fun with Carlton today. And man, this is so good. So what we're going to do is we're getting ready to have our commercial break, and then we're getting ready to talk about Christmas, holidays, debates, and fun. You do not want to miss this. So be ready and let's enjoy. We'll see you soon. Hey, Huddle fans, got something on your mind? We want to hear from you. What topics are you craving? Email us, thehuddlewithmichael@gmail.com. Elevate your life vision. Thrive with us in the Huddle with Michael. We are live every other Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Michael Fulton's Facebook page. Email us your topics at thehuddlewithmichael@gmail.com. And yes, we'll see you in the huddle. Hello. Welcome again. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the huddle. We are indeed excited. We have with us Mr. Carlton Pulley. He is a real estate agent, a wise master craft builder. We're just thrilled to have him in the huddle with us today. And so we're getting ready now to shift it a little bit to the Christmas holidays and debates and fun. So, all right, here we go. This is gonna be good. All right. So, question: is putting up Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving acceptable, or is that crossing the line? What do you say about that, Carlton?
We wait in my house till the day after Thanksgiving. I think we should pause and give that time to say thank you, uh, and give the Lord, a thank you, and then we go after that, and then we celebrate Him for celebrate God for sending His Son to the earth. So we
Okay.
pause to say thank you, and then we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior.
Okay. 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 We got you. We got you. Hey. All right. Here's now. I would say this. That is good. Um, I ain't gonna say nothing else. All right, so here is another one. Let's talk about this one. What's the most controversial Christmas food or tradition in your family, but you love it anyway?
Oh, that I love anyway.
Mhm.
One thing that my family does different is we don't exchange gifts until after we eat dinner. So
Oh.
that's one thing because we like sit around in a circle or in the whichever house, whoever's house we're at, um,
Mhm.
and we exchange gifts that way. And it's fun because now the little kids, they wake up in the morning at their own houses, and they open their gifts and stuff. But whichever house we're meeting at, because we don't do a big Thanksgiving, our family does a big Christmas.
Ah.
And so it's a very big time of gifts exchanging. It gets very hot, it gets very loud, but it's fun, it's memorable.
Mhm.
My nieces are in their 20s now, and I still remember when they were little kids, jumping up and down when they were getting their gifts during that gift exchange time. So
Oh.
I love that tradition in our family.
That's what's up. That's what's up right there. Let's give a hand, y'all. That's what's up. Okay. All right. So here, oh man. Okay. Kenny says Thanksgiving night the tree goes up directly.
Hey, you took that time to give thanks, and then you put your tree up. I have no issue with that.
It is right there. There it is. Okay, now I'm gonna challenge you, sir, from a real estate perspective. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So from a real estate perspective, which Christmas movie house would you love to sell? And which one would you want to live in?
Home Alone for both. I think that is a nice. I mean that house was a mansion. That was nice. I would renovate. It's been renovated. I saw the pictures recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would do the Home Alone house. That's a nice house.
You know what? When I thought about this question, I said he probably gonna say that Home Alone. Because you know what, the Christmas movie, when you think about the Christmas movie house,
Mhm.
that's the only one that I really, really think about as well is the Home Alone house. And I think, yeah, when they really, really renovated that place, man, it's just amazing, amazing. Okay, so let's go with this one here. Now, do you prefer a real Christmas tree or the artificial one? And if you do, how does that choice show up in your home's personality?
So we prefer a real Christmas tree because it is part. It's a become a family tradition that we go and pick out the Christmas tree together, and
Oh.
um, that's the reason we prefer a real Christmas tree. And then we pick it out. Now, sometimes, well, in the past, we would pick it out like the Wednesday or before Thanksgiving because the trees are just coming in, and
Mhm.
we typically get it delivered the Friday on Black Friday. So
Mhm.
they bring it to the house and bring it through the door, and we start, getting into the Christmas spirit on Black Friday.
You know what? I kind of I'm gonna tell you, I like the artificial ones. To me, they look so real. I ain't got to do too much.
They don't. They don't have the smell.
Come on. And I'm just saying, like, I'm being a good steward. You know what I mean? I'm being a good steward. It's already fixed. It's already got the lights on there. Don't have to put all, what's that stuff? Oh man, I remember back in the day. It's, that stuff we put on, is it tinsel?
Tinsel.
Yeah. And it's all over your face and stuff, like that.
You
That
talking about
stuff,
the snow?
all of that.
Oh,
It comes on the tree already.
all right.
All you have to do is take it out the box. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it, and I guess it depends on what your family traditions are and what they're gonna be. So
Yeah, hey, well, we know at the Carlton household, man, listen, y'all believe in that. We're gonna do this thing. We're gonna take a trip. We're gonna go up to the western part of North Carolina.
I don't do cold.
You don't do what?
I don't do cold. We do tropical climates.
Well, we definitely had a holiday snow trick today, man. All that snow coming down and nothing sticking. I was like, y'all, we got to do better. So, but thank you so much, man. So let's talk about the home place of social, emotional, and mental well-being. All right. So being a home, that's the place of social, emotional, and mental well-being. A lot of people, they have houses, but they don't have homes.
True.
Right. And so the word home here is going to be in a positive connotation where we're talking about the well-being of their social, mental, and emotional well-being. So with that being said, my question for you is, what's one health habit you've adopted this year that makes home life feel more peaceful and energized?
I got a treadmill this year.
Get out, son. Let's give him a clap for that. Gee.
Yeah. Back in June, I got a treadmill.
Man.
Because last year I did really good with the gym. I was at the gym like sometimes 7 days a week at 5 a.m. So then once the school year started back, this particular school year, I just fell off. And so it was like I had to do something. And so this year, I went out and got a treadmill. And you're asking about what makes it feel more peaceful, energized. That helps me to relax and to be calm. So, and I don't have to leave the comfort of my home to do it now.
There it is right there, right? And you know what? I'm proud of you, sir. I am proud of you for getting that treadmill. Absolutely. Because I can look right across the street and see the gym and say, oh, yeah, I see it. I see it. And then drive down the road and I see another one. I see it. Okay. But there's something about that Bojangles.
I love Bojangles. No.
My physical trainer is probably on watching this later on. So, but yeah, sometimes, making the home feel peaceful, you do have to have time to decompress and to just really, really establish this routine of, because when you start coming outside inside, there's a major shift in the environment. There's a major shift in the atmosphere. And when you walk in, you're carrying all of what you have encountered that day into your house. And you do need to decompress. And so to definitely making sure that people have the opportunity to secure their homes by giving them that space for their mental health, to be very, 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 very intentional in that. So then here's the last question for me. Oh my goodness. What? We got another commercial break. Good gracious. But listen, make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you share and subscribe because we are definitely on YouTube so that you'll be able to know when and receive those notifications. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are still here with Mr. Carlton, and we'll be right back with the last portion of our episode for the evening. So stay tuned. We'll see you soon. Hey, Huddle fans, got something on your mind? We want to hear from you. What topics are you craving? Email us, thehuddlewithmichael@gmail.com. Elevate your life vision. Thrive with us in the Huddle with Michael. We are live every other Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Michael Fulton's Facebook page. Email us your topics at thehuddlewithmichael@gmail.com. And yes, we'll see you in the huddle. Well, once again, welcome to the huddle. Hey, everybody. We're so happy. We are so happy, y'all. We have been really having an awesome time in understanding home ownership and understanding exactly what it takes to be a homeowner. You have to, number one, know that you are worth being a good steward over the things that, yes, God has blessed you with and what you're doing with your life. And so definitely we appreciate the fact that, life gives us lemonade, lemons as well. I'm over here trying to be, deep. But life gives us lemons. But we have to make sure that we use everything and use it for our advantage to move us forward in life. Well, Mr. Carlton, here's my question to you, sir. If you could design the perfect healthy home, what top 3 features would it have to support mentally, emotional, and physically? I know you're going to have a treadmill. We already know that. But what?
Well, I mean, I think the most important one that is not even a physical thing is love. There's no need to, I mean, even if you are living alone, you should be able to, home should be a place of solace where you can come, as you said, when you have faced the cares of the world, and you can come and just sit and just relax. When we first, designed bought furniture and stuff for our home, I did it for entertaining purposes. So it was like, okay, when we have people over, they can do this, they can do that. But as time went by, we were able to, do it in such a way to where it's more, we come home, this is our family home, this is our time to relax and enjoy each other as a family. So I would say top priority is love, something to do recreation with, whether it's going outside or just something like, to do recreation with. And somebody put bathroom. I think having that place where you can feel like you're in a spa is important too. So
oh sir, this right here. Now you know you did that one good. That one was good right there. Absolutely. Having a spa in your house within your own bathroom is directly a good spot. That is a great place. Man, I'm telling you. Well, you know what, Mr. Carlton, this has been such a year of highs and lows, ins and outs. It's been a year of uncertainties, a year of, stress. It's been a year. I mean, we can directly say that. So as we conclude tonight, I want to ask you, what would be some principles that you would give to our audience, both young and old, that we could live by to help us in the new year and to close us out in this year? What will be some principles that you have learned that you will be able to share with us as a real estate agent, but most importantly, as Carlton.
Don't be distracted. Um,
Wow.
a lot of times, what we see on the news, what we see, just in life, will distract us from our true purpose and calling, and we'll
Mhm.
become so inundated with stuff that has, we can't do anything about it this particular time.
Mhm.
Um, whether it's political, whether it's socioeconomical, um, but don't be distracted. Once you have a vision, once you have a goal in place, once you have your God-given assignment, stay focused on that and keep moving towards fulfilling that call on your life. Ultimately, that's what we're here for. We all have a purpose. We all have a goal. We all have a call on our lives, and that's what we need to focus on and fulfill. So, if I had to leave you with something, I'd leave you with that. As it relates to home ownership, I said get started as early as possible, as soon as you can. Um, if I had to do it all over again, well, now my first house would still be my first house. I dreamed about my first house before we found it, so
Wow.
I had two dreams about the house before we actually found it. So I knew that was where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Um, but for a young person watching today, if you're in high school, just hold this in your thoughts and in your mind. Um, FHA loans are you put down 3.5% as opposed to a conventional loan where you put down 20%. For instance, if a home, just using simple numbers, is $100,000, you put down 3.5%, which is $3,500, as opposed to putting down a regular loan, which you put down 20%, which would be $20,000. So it's a
Mhm.
benefit that you have using the FHA loan for your first home, sometimes your second home. With that, you can also you can buy not just a house or a condo or something like that, but you can buy a 1 to 4 unit dwelling. So you can buy like a 4 unit apartment complex, um, and you can live in one, and you can rent out the other three, and they pay your mortgage every month. So, and then that's your first investment property. So you can do that up to 4 units. So you can do a duplex. My good friend growing up, his name is William. We call him Billy. But I said, if I had to do it all over again, I said we could have got a duplex. He could live on one side, we could have lived on the other, and we could have had that first investment property early on in life. So you're never too, once you hit 18, you're never too young. It's never too early, and it's never too late to get in. I just recommend get in as soon as possible.
I thank you, man, for this. Y'all, let's give him a round of applause. This, woo, good gracious, yes, sir. I mean, such wisdom has been poured and imparted into us tonight. And so, Mr. Carlton, please do not go anywhere. We want you to stay, but I am going to talk with our uh, Huddle fans today. But Mr. Carlton, I'm telling you, you have imparted into us today such an amazing insight concerning how we can conquer this thing called life pertaining to home ownership. I mean, you talk to the young people, and I will even say from high school all the way up. And this has been one of the most amazing um, time of gathering. And so we just want to say thank you so much, man. You're just an awesome dude. I told y'all, I told you he is going to be on fire today. I told you. So we salute you, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Carlton, just don't go anywhere. Stay right here.
Okay.
Uh, I'm getting ready to talk to our Huddle fans. Huddle fans, listen. We thank you, my team. Thank you so much for you tuning in, and thank you for hanging out with your boy throughout these months. We started in June, and we have been going strong since. So thank you so much, y'all. Y'all have been amazing. And listen, remember, No matter what goes on in your life, you hold on to your destiny, you pursue your destiny, and be a steward of your destiny. Do what you know is right. Don't allow anybody to persuade you to do anything that is not right. You have the power to conquer, so conquer. You have the power to move forward, so move forward. You have the power to learn from your mistakes, so learn from your mistakes. And remember, look, it is okay. Things are going to be okay. Why? Because you're destined for greatness. The year of 2025 for the Huddle is over. This is the last episode. We do love you all, and you all have a great evening. Have a good one. See you later. Bye bye, y'all. See ya.